Wow. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and yes, welcome back to yet another brand new movie review. And as always, I thank you all so much for stopping by, and I hope you guys enjoy your stay. This time around, we're hopping onto Amazon Prime to take a look at Sound of Metal. This one's directed by Darius Marder, and it stars Riz Ahmed and Olivia Cooke. And Riz Ahmed plays a drummer named Ruben in this film, and he's living a fairly successful life. He's touring, he's in a rock band along with his girlfriend and lead vocalist Lou, played by Olivia Cooke. But his life gets turned upside down when he suddenly loses his hearing. And I do mean suddenly, like, spoiler alert, that happens completely out of nowhere. But just getting right down to it, this movie was fantastic. I think this is a truly powerful look into the deaf community. And more importantly, this is a film about overcoming obstacles, and it's all about adaptability. Because Ruben is going way out of his comfort zone once this happens to him. And basically, we're just following how he adapts into this new situation. We see him go into a deaf residence. We see him learning sign language. We see him consider cochlear implants. It's a ton this movie's throwing at us, but it all feels very simple. And sometimes the key is simplicity. Now, I unfortunately don't know any deaf people, but I am friends with a couple of people who are fluent in sign language. So it was really eye-opening for me to learn about this stuff. It was really neat for me to see whole scenes that were actually done in sign language also. It was a really touching moment for me and really inspiring, actually. Stylistically, Darius Marder's direction feels very grounded. It almost feels like Darren Aronofsky directed this. Now, I'm not saying he's copying and pasting directly from Aronofsky's style, and honestly, this direction of this film makes it all the better because it's so grounded in reality, and we therefore feel way more empathetic for this lead character. Now, the biggest standout in this film's technicals, and it might be my biggest praise for the film overall, it's that sound design. It is so bloody realistic, and it makes the film feel wholly unique from everything else I've ever seen. We've not only never seen a film like this, but we've never really felt a film like this. There are times where the sound will muffle a little bit. There are times where the sound will warp, and there are times where there will be complete silence. It all feels as if we are in Ruben's head with him. In a sense, we're feeling what he's feeling, to really get a sense of what he's going through. What a brilliant idea to make us feel all the more empathy for him. And I really respect the filmmakers for going in that direction that they did. Now, Riz Ahmed, I feel, is already one of the most underrated actors working today. I've loved him in every role he's received, except for, you know, Venom. But that was because he was miscast. Venom wasn't really necessarily his fault. But I love him in everything he's done. NIGHTCRAWLER especially. He is such a fun presence to have in that flick. But this film? Oh boy. Where did this performance come from? Because this is Oscar worthy. I'm serious. Riz Ahmed was f***ing fantastic. Just how he disappears into this role. I heard that he actually had interviews with deaf people. He actually learned how to play the drums. And he actually learned sign language for this. Now, those of you who watched my review for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, similar to Rooney Mara, I have mad respect for the actors that go deep into the method. Riz Ahmed seems to go all in on this, and I didn't see the actor. As a result, I saw Ruben. I felt the empathy for him. I wanted him to overcome his obstacles, and I wanted him to adapt. He was phenomenal. How about Olivia Cooke? Speaking of underrated, now a lot of people know Olivia Cooke from her role in Ready Player One, but I know her personally as Emma from Bates Motel. One of my favorite TV dramas ever, by the way. Oh god, Bates Motel is so up. But man, was she good here. No surprise, of course. She, again, disappears into Lou. I mean, to an extent, I could still tell it was Olivia Cooke in some scenes, especially towards the end. But towards the beginning of the film, she vanishes, and it was wonderful to see. I mean, all these actors are wonderful. Paul Raci gets a really meaty role as Joe. He's basically the leader of this community center for the deaf. My apologies, I don't know the formal name for it, but he was so good. So much emotional range from him as well. His scenes with Ruben, they played off together wonderfully also, might I add. I can't wait to see what else he does. Also, Lauren Ridloff is in this film as this school teacher, Diane. She was really good in the moments she has. And again, I cannot wait to see what else she does. I can't wait to see her in Eternals, especially. Honestly, Sound of Metal is great. I mean, good direction, phenomenal performances, excellent representation. This is one I'd highly recommend to you guys. It's on Amazon Prime right now. If I were to nitpick, I do like the ending of this film, but I kind of wanted one more scene, maybe two more. The ending is quite ambiguous to an extent, and trust me, I love that. I love when a film leaves an ending up to the audience to interpret. Sound of Metal certainly does that, but I feel like I could have watched these characters for days. I was actually kind of sad when it ended. I was like, Oh, that's it? I honestly think that's one of the best nitpicks you can give a film. Sound of Metal is great. I'm gonna give it an A. I'd highly recommend checking this film out. It is highly evocative. It is so emotionally raw as well. If you guys enjoy that kind of film, I think this one's gonna be right up your alley. Have you guys seen Sound of Metal? Are you guys looking forward to seeing it? Do you guys enjoy Sound of Metal? Do you not? I'd love to hear all those thoughts and then some down in the comments section below. As always, I will be here with you guys discussing cinema and all things entertainment all the time. If you guys are enjoying this content also and you guys want to see more from me, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can. It's free, first of all, and secondly, you guys will be the first ones to know anytime a new upload hits the channel. If you enjoyed this video, also, please be sure to leave a big fat thumbs up on your way out. I'd really appreciate that. And lastly, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for your support of the channel up to this point. It really does mean the world. Look out for more exciting content hitting the channel very, very soon. Keep your eyes peeled for that. You guys are awesome. With all that being said, back talk commence.